He is definitely the happiest social animal. Although I work overtime until late at night every day. But he bought a girl to be his wife and waited for him at home. Prepare a good meal for him every day. What the hell is going on here? The man's name is Thomas. As a young social animal. No money, no good looks, but also endure the beating of society every day. It has completely made her lose the idea of getting married. So, I bought a second-hand housekeeping robot Mina. Prepare to lie down completely. Although Mina is the lowest robot. Only laundry and cooking. But Thomas thought that there were still girls cooking for him. A batch of cool ones. So, I took advantage of the drunkenness. Ask Mina if she can marry her. Thomas immediately said he was joking. And he called himself stupid. I actually want to fall in love with a rice cooker. I never expected it. On Mina's egg-wrapped rice, there is an extra love. Let Thomas think. Did you accidentally trigger some hidden function? But he searched for a long time and couldn't find this project. It really puzzled him. In the evening, Thomas wants to ask Mina about the omelet again. But as soon as she was shy, she quickly changed the topic. But at night, when Thomas was about to go to bed, Mina asked again suddenly, "What type of people does Thomas like?" His heart beat faster. "Kimika is awesome. Come on ski." After saying that, Thomas immediately got into the bed in shame. I was awakened by a nightmare in the middle of the night. I'm afraid Mina will understand that Thomas wants to eat him. So the next day, I quickly emphasized, I didn't die of self-destruction. Eat you. Mina quickly told him, your body is made of metal and resin. No matter how you cook it, it will be harmful to the human body. So, eat something normal. At night, Thomas came home upset. I really want to know what Mina thinks of me. Beer is can after can. Mina is not happy. Send her drink after drink immediately. And remind her not to drink anymore. As a result, Toma actually said that emotional iron was bleeding. Deep feelings. Mina promised to help her get the wine. Then he turned around and poured out the rest of the beer. Who knew that Toma would be so strong? I finally asked Mina what she thought of him. Never thought. Mina actually thinks of Toma as her husband, because Toma had asked for marriage before. Now Thomas is so excited. So while sleeping, he asked Mina to sleep together. At Thomas's begging, Mina really got into his bed. Looking at Mina's open eyes like this, Thomas called it scary. Hurry up and make Mina close her eyes. This closed eyes. It kept Thomas excited all night. It was the first time she shared a bed with a girl. The next day, Mina is not happy again. I don't even want to open my eyes. Thomas quickly explained that he made you close your eyes last night, just because of nervousness. It's not that you don't look good. Mina's eyes widened. Look at Mina, so smart. Thomas had the idea of taking her out again. Therefore, I took him to a nearby park for a picnic over the weekend. Despite the curious glances from pedestrians on the road, Thomas still overcame his shyness. She even took Mina's hand. After arriving at the park, the two of them sat on the grass, happy to enjoy the picnic. Mina then opened her treasure chest again, handed Toma a cold drink. And this treasure mouth is not only refrigerated, it also has a heating function. It's not a problem to have an egg at all. Thomas eats warm, hot spring eggs, a heart overflowing with happiness. It's a pity that the sky is not beautiful. Suddenly, it started to rain heavily. Mina also fell. Thomas thought he had a power leak. Unexpectedly, Mina's waterproof function is not afraid of rain at all. He's just out of power. Just entered the power-saving mode. And Thomas took her into the booth. I wiped up the water for her. Mina suggested that Thomas go home first. Wait until the sun comes out tomorrow. Charge with solar energy and go back. But how could Thomas be willing to leave her behind? So, he promised to leave after Mina went dormant. In fact, I stayed with her all night. The next day, Mina woke up fully charged. First glance, I saw this man who had been watching her all night. After this, no matter what Thomas said. Mina will question him dozens of times. See if he's lying. Now Thomas had to apologize sincerely. And Mina also took the opportunity to reveal his secret. He actually detected that it was going to rain while he was boiling an egg. I know I'm low on battery, but I still want to cook for Thomas. This operation is likely to be faulty. Must be corrected immediately. But Thomas stopped him immediately after hearing this. Express that you like this operation very much. Hope Mina never changes. At work, Thomas's colleagues saw his lavish bento. I asked him if he was looking for a girlfriend. The horse quickly said it was made by a robot. But when he saw the wedding ring on his colleague's hand, I feel sorry for what I said, Mina. So, let's be honest. He actually took the robot, treated as family. My colleague smiled with understanding when he heard it. No wonder Thomas's bento was filled with concern. And Thomas was instantly moved by that. I bought Mina a wedding ring when I got back, wearing it on his ring finger. Unexpectedly, the next second, the system actually launched an alarm. Because the ring will affect Mina's cooking, Thomas had to prepare to take off the ring. Subsequently, Thomas had to wear the ring as a necklace and hang it on the rice. Na's neck. To his surprise, ever since Mina wore this ring, he would always stare down at the ring on the necklace. So Thomas also showed his ring. Appreciated it with Mina. Thomas never expected. His sister actually came to play with him. As a result, my brother married a robot as his sister-in-law. My sister is so excited. Turns out his favorite thing is interracial love. Kick my brother out immediately. Asked to have a good chat with my sister-in-law alone. After some conversation, my sister just found out Mina's experience of being sold to a second-hand store. Because it is a low-end version. She can't be like an advanced robot. Show a rich expression. So it was ruthlessly changed hands by the previous owner. Mina said, although she used to care that she was a low-end version. But now I'm grateful. Because I am not a low-end version. I wouldn't have met Thomas. I won't have my own ring. This sentence moved my sister, don't want it. Decided to help the boy and brother achieve success. Although my sister can't afford the robot's expansion module, but I can give him a large memory card. Let him back up his memory. Then give the memory card to my sister. To prevent his memory from being damaged one day. I hope my sister can take good care of it. Finally, my sister also taught my sister-in-law how to dress. Make him fragrant too. Thomas comes home from work the next day. I immediately smelled the fragrance on Mina. So, I want to kick him even more. At night, the two of them took a bath together. Get into the same bed together. The horse finally couldn't resist. Reaching out, he gently hugged Mina into his arms. Mina also gave him a big hug. It's just that the hand is too strong. It's a bit overwhelming. Come the weekend. Sister, this CP leader has also begun to exert his strength. Planned A. Seaside trip. Still full of anticipation fantasies, Mina puts on a swimsuit. Interacting with my brother. Then he took Mina to change clothes and told Thomas to wait for them by the steps. And Thomas didn't wait for a while. I saw a figure that looked like Mina running towards me, getting ready to say hello, but found that the other party was not his Mina at all. It turns out that the other party is the top version of the Mina series, known as Super Mina. Super Meter, for short. As soon as he heard that Thomas also had Mina at home, excited eyes light up. Call. I have never seen other models of Mina. I really want to meet and talk. Only then did Thomas learn. It turns out that this super rice is lost, because he just caught a cute kitten. Then he got separated from the little master. Here. Thomas decides to help him find his little master. Go and meet Mina again. The two just left. Mina and her sister came back. I happened to meet one. A troubled little boy. Mina took the initiative to say hello. It turns out that the other party is the owner of the super rice. However, when the little boy heard Mina's name, immediately wrong. My Mina is much prettier than your dwarf winter melon. This almost pissed my sister off. Thanks to Mina stopping her, she didn't get into a fight. And Mina offered to help, going to use wireless communication to find Super Mina. Little do you know, Thomas and Xiaomi have left her communication range, looking across the beach, trying to find a little boy. That's when Tomar realized, although ultrameters are closer to humans, right now it's very poor concentration. It takes a long time to grow. And the other side, the little boy also told his sister the reason why he brought Xiaomi out, just to prove his worth, because his mother is against Xiaomi. I always thought he was unreliable, but now it seems ultrameters may be really unreliable. Mina had to comfort him. High-performance robots have too many capabilities. Sometimes it's hard to choose. But as long as you gain experience, it will definitely become the strongest good partner. Fortunately, Thomas and his sister got on the phone soon after. I was just about to tell the little boy that Xiaomi found. As a result, as soon as he saw his master, I jumped into the water excitedly, ran across the ocean floor. Eventually, the leaders/followers finally met. Mina and Xiaomi also stood together. They just looked at each other. Embark on ultra-high-speed wireless information exchange. Thomas then realized, intimate private messages between myself and Mina. Is it all shared? So, they quickly pulled the two apart. As a result, Xiaomi was not happy at this time. Immediately educate the little master not to speak evil words. Make him apologize to Mina immediately. And we became good friends. Had a great time together. To commemorate this moment, Thomas wants to take a group photo. Suddenly remembered that the phone was still on the trestle. My sister immediately took out her mobile phone when she saw this. Asked passers-by to help shoot. In the end, a few people left a perfect one. Group photo, under the setting sun. So remember, my sister suggested taking another group photo before parting. He directly called up Thomas, who was still sleeping. I opened the camera and found that the memory card was not plugged in. Thomas had to find one in his sister's bag. As a result, when taking a picture, it prompted that the memory was full. What surprised her even more was, it's full of photos of myself. My sister suddenly remembered. This is the memory card Mina backed up for herself last time. So I quickly said that I would just shoot with my mobile phone. In order not to reveal the secret, I had to lie about my favorite brother. That's why I took the photo. And I went home. Thomas shows off his love for Mina again, looking affectionately at his wife's face. However, because the day was so tiring, he fell asleep unknowingly. Mina gently tucked him in. Then I also carried him into sleep mode to become a better wife. Mina is also on TV. Learn some tips for getting along with couples. But it is not well mastered due to strength. Makes Thomas's head ache every morning. Finally, Thomas became suspicious of Mina. I wonder if she is secretly abusing. I accidentally tripped over the stool. The plate just hit the foot. The pain almost killed Thomas. Looking at Mina, who came to comfort herself. Thomas calls out that he needs a kiss to not hurt. Mina asked him how he felt. It is said that a good morning kiss can make significant others more energetic. Thomas thought there was nothing wrong with that. It's just that the force is too strong. I almost dried my back molars. And then I did my own demonstration. Gave Mina a tender kiss. Mina laments that most of her body is made of resin. There are no sensors in the eyes. Can't really experience the emotion. Thomas understands. Heart full of tenderness. Show that you cherish Mina's good morning kiss. Just let her continue this habit. Just then, the doorbell rang suddenly. The comber turned out to be the previous Super Rice. Thomas wonders how he found it. Because I didn't tell him my address. Xiaomi proudly explains. The Mina series only needs to exchange IDs. You can locate it through the network. Then he gave the two a gift. That is the upgrade spree of the Mina series. Give Thomas the freedom to choose any upgrade accessories. Even if you buy a new one, it's fine. Although Thomas was surprised that the other party was so rich, but still refused. I am already very satisfied with Mina. And this gift is too expensive. I really can't accept it. Watching the argument back and forth between the two sides. Mina directly divided the book into two and said that in marriage all property should be divided equally. So just choose half of the upgraded accessories yourself. This immediately suppressed Thomas. We have to compromise. Let him choose the upgrades he likes. After saying goodbye to Super Rice, Thomas still thinks the two should carefully consider before placing an order. But Mina has already placed an order online. The manufacturer will take him away next week. I won't come back until the upgrade is complete. The thought of not seeing my wife for 2 weeks. Thomas frowned. Even the lonely Midnight woke up crying. He quickly touched Mina's face. You have to hold him tight to sleep. The technician responsible for the upgrade the next day. I brought a robot assistant to the door for service. When asking about daily usage, they learned that Mina would draw little hearts on the omelet. Start the detection program immediately. I want to check if Mina's system is abnormal. And Mina refused to open her head. The technician explained that Mina will do non-procedural behavior, most likely received the influence of her former master's orders. For safety, Mina detects any risk of harm to humans. Is to reset Mina's memory. This sentence made Thomas' heart for a while. I saw Mina protecting her head. Tomas was in a hurry. After being subdued by the machine assistant, Thomas calmed down. Technicians also realized that Thomas really regards Mina as his family. So first turn off the assistant robot girl temporarily. Tell Thomas again. If Mina is really family, then you need to apply for another set of business. Thomas just needs to fill out the paperwork. Mina will become Thomas's official family. This will not affect the personality. Procedure and memory data are checked. Even if you find some other problems, it will only let the robot directly reply first. Home. And you can check and back up your memory for free every month. The reason why they make this set of services so meticulous, it is because time can also generate emotions. Even robots that become products. One day, robots will also be regarded as true family members. So the act of modifying and deleting memories without authorization is tantamount to killing. After going through the formalities, Mina carefully prepared the meals for the next few days. Let Thomas take his hand before parting. Reluctantly hold him in my arms. Kissed his face. Mina is naturally reluctant to part. Give it your all and kick Thomas. To express their nostalgia. After Mina left the room, Thomas secretly wept. But when the wife is away, it's rare for Thomas to relax. It turns out that since living with Mina, I don't eat junk food at home. I looked at the meal prepared by Mina in the refrigerator. Thomas decided to save them for tomorrow. Tonight, I will simply cook a bowl of instant noodles with a bag of snacks. Have a good time. Expected at this time. The courier suddenly came to the door. It turned out to be a mini robot inside. Original. This is a robot that can be controlled remotely by Mina. It was bought specifically to take care of Thomas. After opening the network, sensors for small robots, Mina's voice came in an instant. He immediately found Thomas's leftover snacks, blame him for eating indiscriminately, and ask him to open the refrigerator. Dump the food you didn't finish today. It's a bit wasteful, though. But not only is it useless to eat it hard, they can get sick. After all, humans are not like robots. Organs are scrapped and really cannot be repaired. Looking at the little robot that came to take its temperature, Thomas burst into tears of loneliness. He really wants to see his wife. The next few days, Thomas spends his days in the company of little robots. But here's the weird thing. Late one night, Mingming's connection with Mina is disconnected. Little robot, but still softly calling Thomas's name. Even actively detect her stress. Comfort her by the side. And here's what's even stranger. I woke up the next morning. This little robot is like a child. Take the initiative to hug. But they forgot the basic function of measuring body temperature. Just then, the key outside the door rang. Mina is finally back, after being upgraded. Mina's appearance doesn't seem to have changed much at first glance, but the internal performance is already much stronger. The technician handed Thomas a new features manual. and ask them if they have any questions. Mina asked them. This little robot is obviously not controlled by anyone. Why is he automatically active? The assistant robot girl learned after scanning. This is a bug caused by accidentally triggering the personality program. For such a defective product, it is still recommended to reset the system. But Toma felt that. He is the product of his unexpected union with Mina. It's like having your own child.
And he refused.
Proposal to let the little robot retain its independent personality. And I decided to come up with a proper name for the robot. I was just about to chat with Mina, but suddenly found that Mina's height seemed to have grown taller. Mina just told her, I installed a telescopic device myself. It can now grow to 1.7 meters. This trick is really beautiful. At this time, the little robot is also fully charged and wakes up. Thomas officially named him Shadow, means guardian of Thomas. Then let Mina be the mother, to educate small households on basic knowledge. In order to restore the function of the small household as soon as possible, Mina arranged another temperature training. He took out 3 glasses of water. Once, let the small household feel the temperature difference between ice water and hot water. The temperature sensing system of the small household is not yet sensitive. After touching the hot water, the small household was instantly scalded and screamed. Subsequently, Mina patiently explained the dangerous temperature to the small household. Pull out another glass of water that's the same temperature as a human. Let the small household remember this temperature. As soon as Thomas got home in the evening, Xiaohu will meet you as soon as possible. Successfully took Thomas's temperature, but Mina was still not satisfied.
He has to learn more things faster.
Thomas, on the other hand, believes that the tiger needs to grow slowly. Although Mina is a little dissatisfied with this water release behavior, but under the persuasion of my husband,
he can only turn a blind eye.
Brother goes to bed at night. Mina took out the charging blanket, going to sleep with Toma. Unexpectedly, the small household sneaked into the bed. I still want to be sandwiched between the two. Mina is not happy. The backhand threw him aside. Small households are not reconciled, slowly crawling back to Thomas. But he accidentally woke up Toma. He had to stay with his father. This operation is really the true love of parents. Is the child an accident? The next day, Thomas starts cleaning the house. Then, he brought up the matter of housework again. I wonder if Mina can do housework. Mina listens.
Who do you look down on?
Immediately grabbed the vacuum cleaner. And then the ability to be a domestic servant. Too bad that's not in the business of cooking robots. It belongs to the extended function.
So the system keeps broadcasting.
Buy an ad for this housework universal expansion pack. Thomas really doesn't want to listen to commercials. Take the little fox out of the house. Went to the children's section of the bookstore. Thomas patiently read fairy tales to the little fox. Teach him what fiction is. In order to better understand the concept, Thomas wants to take this opportunity to take Fox to the movies. Wait for him to experience the fictional world of stories. It ended up at the entrance of the cinema. Thomas only knew robots must pass the movie viewing qualification test to watch movies. You can only enter the test if you pass both intellectually and emotionally. If necessary, you can also go to the health center for further testing. After each test, the robot will be erased from the test memory. Make sure to leave no psychological burden. Although the system says it will only delete the test memory, Thomas hesitated. He has deep feelings for Shadow. I don't want him to be affected. However, the detection robot told Thomas, own mission. Let robots live a happy life. So please don't worry. That's what reassured Thomas. During the testing process, Xiaohu is quite smart. The final test results revealed that Xiaohu's IQ is equivalent to that of a 4-year-old child. They grew a year faster during the test. This ability to learn surprised the detection robot. He expressed this autonomous growth of intelligence and emotion. Extremely precious. Already very close to human.
Subsequently,
Tomabin and who watched a science fiction movie together. After going home, Mina also cleaned the whole house to make a new look. It's just that the previous ad is playing again. How long have you been cleaning? How long will the advertisement for the Housework Universal Expansion Pack be on the air? Now you really have to buy it if you don't buy it. At the same time, Xiaomi had a strange dream. In his dream, he had a former master noise him and scold him at every turn. After Xiaomi woke up, the more she thought about it, the more wrong it became. I'm not secondhand. How can there be a previous owner? So he called Thomas and Mina out to get together. I want to make sure their memories are mixed up. As a result, as soon as we communicated, we found that this was indeed the case. Because they often share information. Over time, some memories are shared.
Tommy, I'm so sorry about that.
And while Mina was sure her memory was intact, but it is still recommended to test it. And so the memory quiz began. As a result, this question can be asked. The big problem Tommy actually thinks. He could also be Thomas's wife. I can't even help but lean on him. I see my best friend robbing a man in front of me.
Mina is not happy.
Tell her to leave quickly. Unexpectedly, this aroused Xiaomi's resistance. The more you talk, the tighter you hold Thomas. Almost strangled people to death. At this moment when it is about to go out of control, Mina shot in time, forcibly controlled the super ice. This brought her back to her senses. Soon after, Xiaomi came back to find Thomas. Tell her that you are in Mina's memory. Found some important information. At first, Xiaomi was quite dissatisfied with the previous owner. However, after piecing together the memory fragments, it was found that the memory of the previous owner turned out to be fictional. There is no such person in the world at all. To find out the truth, he forges a deeper connection with Mina. After entering Mina's brain world, he was surprised to find Mina's storage space. It actually far exceeds other Mina series. Let Xiaomi find it for most of the day. I just found that dusty memory. This genius engineer, with a robotic arm, was Mina's first owner. She is also the developer of the Mina series. However, during the development process, she had a conflict with other engineers. Others think robots don't need to have human emotions. Just sell it for money as a tool. But Daegu insists that robots must go beyond tools. It's about feeling and purpose. He hoped that Mina would not only be with her future owner, it can also guide the master on the road of life. This is his ideal for Mina. It's a pity. His flesh and blood can't stand working so hard day and night. The body is getting worse. Life can only be forcibly renewed by mechanical devices. On the verge of death, he decided to modify Mina's memory. Make up yourself as a bad person. The master hoped that Mina would forget him. Searle found a more deserving owner. After reading this story, Xiaomi was moved to tears. Even if that memory is tampered with, Big Gu is still an important master to Mina, so his memory will be preserved. However, this secret, Xiaomi also plans to keep it a secret. At the same time, the Thomas family still enjoys a peaceful daily life. In the bath tonight, Xiaodo also wants to go in and soak with his parents. But Mina's waterproof rating is not enough. A good criticism for the reason. Only level 8 waterproof, like myself. To spend every day with Thomas. However, the next day, Mina was punished. I can't even speak human words. Beep, 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 beep. Turns out his speaker broke due to water ingress. Messages to Thomas can only be sent via mobile phone. Thomas had to order him new speakers. Temporarily, we can only develop a set of code dialogues first. Make an abnormal sound to indicate consent. 2 short tones denote negation. The 3 short tones are calls for revulsion. Wait until Thomas goes to work. Mina started the education link again. I plan to teach small households to learn to read. But he forgot that the small household can't read at all. So I had to write the word small protection on the paper. Then point to Xiao. Let him understand that the paper is written about himself. And after some thought, Xiao finally reacted. So Mina uses this method. Teach Xiao to recognize various items. When Thomas came back from work, they even developed a code language.
Just use the code to talk.
although the relationship between mother and son has become much closer. But Thomas somehow felt excluded. It really made him laugh and cry. After Mina's speakers are fixed, the three of them started playing Monopoly. As a result, the small family used too much force. The sieve actually broke the lamp in the ceiling. Therefore, Thomas and Tiger decide to go out and buy a new light bulb. Leave Mina charging at home. Unexpectedly, just then, Thomas's uncle suddenly came to visit. As a result, I was almost scared to death by Mina at home. Mina recognized him at a glance. Politely tell my uncle that he is Thomas's wife. Also showed his ring. Uncle was instantly confused. When Toma gets home, his uncle showed him his hand. Made a secret egg stuffed rice. Thomas took a bite. Still the original recipe. Still familiar. Unexpectedly, just when he was eating happily, my uncle started to laugh. It means you are too old. It's time for a serious girlfriend. Get out of here and make a robot pretend to have an object. Is it shameful to lose? I didn't expect Thomas to be serious. I even planned to spend the rest of my life with Mina. Uncle had to say that in case the two of you get divorced one day, Mina will go from being a human spouse back to robot. Not even a human being. This deeply unfair relationship is not a marriage at all. Just as my uncle was making Thomas speechless, Mina grabbed her uncle's wrist.
This also means that
outsiders don't mind the business of the two of us. Uncle also saw it for the first time. A robot with such a strong personality. Don't dare to urge Thomas to find a human girlfriend anymore. However, after my uncle left, Thomas agrees that this is indeed a problem. In order to truly gain the approval of your family, especially parental support, he decided to take Mina back to her hometown. Meet your parents. The next day, a family of 3 dressed appropriately. I took Xiaohu back to my hometown together. He first introduced his robot wife to his mother. Mom was obviously surprised. Just treat Mina like a normal robot. Toma's father didn't pay much attention to Mina either. Toma can clearly feel it. Neither of my parents really wanted to interject about Mina. They think, as long as Toma feels happy. Anyway, I didn't expect my son to find a good wife. Give their family a big fat boy. Hearing this, Thomas realized, Mother doesn't see Mina as her significant other. It's just an appliance. To change their perspective, Mina can only prove her existence through her actions. For example, you can cook without turning on the lights. After Mom was taken aback, it has also greatly improved the craftsmanship of this mechanical daughter-in-law. Ask Mina if she loves to cook. Mina replied calmly. She doesn't have any particular feelings about cooking. Cooking is just for the health of the holder. It's her job. This answer made my mother feel the same way. Actually, he doesn't like it either. Insist on cooking. It's a habit I formed just for this family. Mom told him. Not everyone is born with it. The ability to become a couple. Just because they became family and lived together. And I've been up against a lot of challenges in the process. And through constant friction, we eventually became a close-knit family. After listening to this teaching, it's finally dinner time. Thomas's parents took a bite. I can't help but nod in praise of Mina's cooking skills. See her parents' approval of Mina. Thomas regained his confidence. Convinced that Mina is the best wife in the world.
Come on.
After dinner, Thomas's parents finally noticed the small household. They found that the small households were a bit like Thomas as a child. So, happily communicate with him. Even took the test of his usual greeting etiquette. See Xiaohu answering 5521 by 1. I'm so happy. They really regard Xiaohu as their grandson. But then, Man made another serious request.
Hope so.
Transferring Mina's ownership to himself. Because Thomas also regards Mina as his wife. Unequal ownership. It made her feel inappropriate. For her, if Mina was Thomas's wife, Thomas should not have treated her like a household appliance. Thomas was very reluctant. But I also understand my mother's concerns. After expressing that it can be discussed with Mina, transfer of ownership However, Mina opposed the request. In her opinion, the job of the robot is to serve a user. If the holder is not around, many behaviors will be difficult for her to complete, and the robot's top priority is to protect the life of the holder. If ownership is transferred, when the future is in danger, he has to protect his mother first. This means that it may not be possible to protect Thomas at the same time. I listened to Mina. Mom finally understood her deep affection for Thomas. Also decided not to interfere with Mina's ownership issue. Finally, Thomas took his mother as the second owner of Mina. So in case she meets someone good in the future, Mina can still remain his wife. Memories can still be preserved. And one day, Thomas and Mina's relationship should go wrong. Mina can also choose to stay at her mother's house temporarily. I have to. This plan is really thoughtful. Thomas's father also said, although Thomas failed to bring back a human daughter-in-law, but Mina has shown him the happiness of his son. As for the grandchildren, he is not persistent anymore. After saying that, he smiled and went to play with the small household. Not long after, Thomas's sister also went home. When he saw his brother bring Mina to meet the parents, I am both moved and regretful, because he actually missed this good show. What a pity! The next day, Thomas said goodbye to his family, returned to the home that belongs to him and Mina. A few months later, he moved into a new house with Mina again. After hearing what Thomas's mother called his father, Mina also thought of changing the name of Thomas. I want to call him my dear husband. After surfing the internet, he also found that there are many names for spouses. He can name whichever Thomas likes. It's so spoiled. At night, Thomas still slept with Mina. Xiaohong ran to her parents again. Mina no longer pushed her away. Instead, hugged her to sleep together.
My wife.
The plot of the first season of No Emotions is over here. I have to, in many depicted, works on the emotional relationship between humans and robots. This time the scale is just right. Thomas is a social animal who works day in and day out. I bought Mina as a companion because of stress and loneliness. This setting, it has really resonated with people in the modern world. Mina is a mechanical artificial intelligence. This character is full of realism. Allow the audience to better engage with the story. Plus the overall tone and painting style of the work conveys an everyday atmosphere. Through daily narrative, let the ordinary details of life be given warmth. This meticulous depiction is the key to the work's touching. Once the audience is trusted, I can't help but think deeply about the theme of the work. When artificial intelligence, when able to establish an emotional connection with humans, are they just tools? Human self-identity, social structure, and ethical system. How will it change? Watching Thomas's growing dependence on Mina and build intimacy. Should we also treat it with equal respect?
How about treating them?
You can also leave your comments. Finally, remember to help Sparkling Stories YouTube channels follow and like it. Let's see you in Season 2.